Two of Kentucky's top-ranked 4A Class A schools are looking to make a statement tonight. It's Franklin County and Central on the Game of the Week Saturday edition.
Get a couple in. Let's see what they do. They've got 3rd and 3. First down's really irrelevant here. Let's see if they go to the air.
Well, it took us about 24 hours, a lot of rain and lightning to finally get back here. But we're here at Benny Watkins Field, and it should be a good one as Central comes in to play Franklin County on the Game of the Week. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Glenn Waters, joined by the Coach Chris Tracy. And, Coach, last year Franklin County was undefeated, including a win over this good Central team in a regular season. Got into the playoffs. If you recall the bad field conditions, Franklin County had to go over to Woodford County to play host to Central. The undefeated season came to an end as they knocked off Franklin County. But County didn't have Nick Broyles. It's a different look tonight. Franklin County, high-octane offense. Central, great rushing game. Good battle.
Yeah, it'll be. It's. I said it last night. I think what I'm looking at is Franklin County's offense against Central's defense. At this point, after last night, I think everybody's looking to kind of move on and see what's next. I would bet you that Coach James would exchange a loss here, a learning loss, with a win in the playoffs, second round of the playoffs. Because these two teams, they're going to see each other again in the playoffs, just the way it's set up.
The way it's set up, so absolutely more than likely a second-round game. But you talked about the defense of Central, the offensive County. Franklin County's offense, Nick Broyles has already thrown for 1,000 yards. They throw it all over the field. Mm-hmm. He's also the leading rusher, but they're more pass-oriented. The Central defense is very good. They've only given up 10 points this season thus far. They like to really rush the football. A challenge is going to be presented to Franklin County's defense to stop the rush, which is what Central did to pull away in that win last year.
Absolutely, and I think the thing is neither one of these teams has faced a team like they're going to see tonight, and I think that's going to be the key. With all the adversity, from yesterday, trying to get out here, everybody's jacked up, ready to go, sending everybody home, coming back. Who's going to be more prepared? Who's going to be the more mature team and ready to go tonight? And I think that's going to be the difference. And in this weather, a lot colder than what it was yesterday and last night, who's going to be able to hold on to the football?
We'll find all that out in just a few minutes. We're jacked up. You said they are. We are, too. We've got a good one coming your way back in a few minutes with kickoff, Franklin County and Louisville Central.
Here at David Tolles Auto Pro, we know if people are driving right now, it's only for the most important reasons. And if their car breaks down, we need to get it back on the road. At Auto Pro, we want you to rest assured that we're doing everything in our power to keep you safe. We follow all recommended COVID-related safety guidelines when handling your vehicle. Our lobby and facilities are completely clean and sanitized every night, and we have touchless credit card processing. We appreciate your trust in these difficult times, and we want to thank you for shopping local. If you have to take it to somebody, you can take it to us. David Tolles Auto Pro.
Game of the Week is sponsored by David Tolles Auto Pro. David Tolles Auto Pro is open regular business hours and is dedicated to keeping you safe and back on the road with contact-free drop-off. Pickup and delivery is also available. Disinfecting nightly all areas. Following all safety precautions. Vehicle sanitizing service also available. Call 502-352-2988 or 502-352-2205.
Taking the field, don't adjust your sets. That's the old saying that you had back in the day, don't adjust your sets. But if you recall, if you tuned in last night before it started and saw the open, Franklin County was in the traditional Navy uniforms at home. Central was in white. They flipped just because of the wet uniforms and stuff. So Franklin County, while at home, is in the white. Eddie James ready to get it going out here. And, Coach, I think both of these coaches, you mentioned it earlier, this is a litmus test to see exactly where they are.
Sure.
In this very odd COVID football season.
And the other thing is this: is that a win or a loss to me in a game like this does not define a season and doesn't necessarily define your team. You have the opportunity to kind of gauge yourself and see where you're at and grow from here on out. Because for Franklin County, this is only the 4th game. For Central, it's the 5th. So really, you're halfway through a season.
Owen Powell's going to kick it away. A little pooch kick. And they call for the fair catch. A nice job there by Central's up man to call the fair catch because that was in a dangerous spot.
Well, he waited long enough.
He did. It was a little tardy, but he got the call nonetheless. That was Christian Washington who made the fair catch. Looking at the offense, really the main cog for Central is number 39, Malachi Williams. He's a big, strong running back.
Look at their fullback.
And their fullback is a big fella behind him. It is Williams straight up the middle, and he's stacked up at the line, but then pushes the pile forward for a gain of about 3 yards, maybe 4.
Nothing tricky there. It's your basic ISO right off tackle. Just seeing what you got early on.
See, I got a good push up front. Quarterback is Vernon Duncan, number 1. They do not throw it very much. You're going to see a run-heavy offense.
They got tight splits in there too, which shows the run team.
Williams again, and he is met and dropped. Franklin County flying around. Jaden Madison, who has been so good this year, he's picked up an offer from University of Cincinnati. Last year, he had a great season defensively. Offensively, he came on. He had to play quarterback in the last time in that playoff game, and shows what he's made of defensively there. And
you also
see Pfeiffer over there, who is just a monster, only in his second year as a senior. And what could he have been if he had played all those years? Already a outstanding defensive lineman.
And he's gotten some looks from Division II schools.
Duncan to throw, and it is complete, and that will be a first down. They don't throw it much, a pretty simple little route to just sit down and made a pitch and catch.
It's just a curl right at the sticks. It's a throw and catch. Now, the one thing I watched in warm-ups, more so last night than tonight, was all the routes are simple. They're running slants, they're running goes, they're running curls. Nothing, it's certainly not Franklin County's offense.
That was Jalen Thomas on the reception for the Jackets to move the chains, so ball into Franklin County territory. That's a give to the second back there that comes into the game, and I believe that was 4. That's Justin Bush.
Okay, what you're looking at now, they're doing a little spread, a little bit more traditional spread style offense.
You got Bush in there at 5'6", about 140 pounds, and then Malachi Williams that gets most of the carries. They've got him at 6 foot 190. He looks bigger than that to me. Yeah, Bush is the only one in the back here.
He's a big kid, for sure.
Duncan really low, does the hard count. Franklin County can't hold back, and that will be a first down for Central.
What that says early on, especially with linemen, you hate to see that out of the nose guard because they are taught to read their keys, and that's movement, the lineman's hand movement. Nobody moving, you jump off sides. That tells me you're not reading your key.
Well, and, they've been pushed around a couple of plays already up front. They're trying to get that leverage, get off the ball, and can force you to jump. Got trips out to the far side. Bush in the backfield, Duncan under center. Really gets down low to get the snap. And that will be stopped by the middle, the interior of the Franklin County defense.
And I think, I think one of the keys for Franklin County is you don't want to make it easy on them. You don't want to give them the easy 5-10, big play type of deals.
Make them earn it. Ledford and a few others in on that stop. And we talked about how great Central's defense is. Franklin County's defense has been really good this year thus far.
Yeah.
Good look at Vernon Duncan there, and he'll give to Williams, who's in, and he will be stopped at the line of scrimmage. They may give him a gain of 1, and that sets up another third down and a big opportunity for Franklin County to get some momentum here on this first drive.
Okay, so if you're Coach Dantzler, you're in a position here. You're down outside. You're at the 31-yard line. And in my mind, I've got two downs to get the first down. So it doesn't have to be a play of 8 yards. If I can get 5 or 6 here, I'm good. Probably even 4.
Well, and they're going away from their bigger package, bringing in the smaller unit that looks like it's probably going to be spread into the trips and maybe look to throw and maybe get Duncan out of the backfield.
Well, but what that does, though, is also when you spread them out, it gives you better numbers in the box to run the football.
Well, Central didn't like their personnel after they made the changes. They called the timeout. So 8:26 left, first quarter, just underway from Benny Watkins Turf Field here on the east side, Franklin County and Louisville Central.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Traditional Bank. Traditional Bank has been providing quality banking services in Kentucky since 1902. With local decision-making and a commitment to serve, they offer customers a winning banking experience. Make the switch. Traditional Bank. Member FDIC.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Jake Bonta for Jailer. Experience, leadership, responsible retention, and rehabilitation with over 19 years of law enforcement experience. Vote to keep Jake Bonta as your Franklin County Jailer. Paid for by Jake Bonta for Jailer.
Central wanted to discuss their personnel, and it looks like they're going to stay with their more spread type offensive lineup here. So, and you notice Franklin County wearing the pink socks as October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You see a lot of teams doing that. Not the typical school colors, but it's becoming something that's pretty common now throughout football at all levels. 3rd down and 8 here from the 31-yard line. It is Williams. They brought him back into the game, and Franklin County was ready. That will be a gain of 1 on forward progress. I didn't see that. But a really nice job, Sears and others in on the play. And Franklin County now sets up a 4th down. And take a look, Coach, they just really held that block there. And actually it was Ledford that got in first, number 3, that made the initial contact.
Well, we're talking about big kids. Peyton Ledford's a big kid too. He's only a sophomore, looking like he's a senior or freshman in college. So, you're kind of playing their strengths. Now, Franklin County's got 8 people in the box, wanting to stop the run. That's first of all. Now they've gone out into their spread formation.
Franklin County looks like they're in man coverage with the defensive backfield on this 4th down and 7. Quarterback's going to keep on the option. Ball knocked free and recovered by Franklin County on a big hit by Ferrier. I believe it's Claudio with the football, so the first big play of the game comes on the defense for Franklin County.
No, that's great, too. And even better, he had him stopped. He hadn't stopped before. That was a great tackle, and it was a great recovery because whoever that was, I think it was Claudio, had slipped. Ferrier made a great play there on the corner, and Ferrier kept getting to the football.
Look at this tackle. Ferrier broke down, makes a nice hit right on the football, and Claudio says, hey, one hand, all right.
Hey, you young kids out there, that's what hustle does for you. That's exactly what hustle does for you. Claudio's hustling to the football to help a teammate out, and that ball pops right out into his hands.
We've talked a lot about Ferrier's offense. His defense makes the play there to turn him over. Claudio with the recovery, and now that high-octane offense for Franklin County takes the field. Tracy and Ferrier to the near side. Broyles in the gun. He wants to throw. Far side. Pretty good coverage out there. He was trying to get the ball to Claudio, and the coverage was stride for stride from Louisville Central.
14. So early he had them. They're space. They're giving them a lot of space. So you may start seeing some stop cover, stop routes and different things like that.
Maya Chetman on the coverage. I'll be a little slow on the Central roster because it's not in numerical order. So it's Broyles on the keep, breaks a tackle, and will take it out to the 39-yard line. So it sets up a good 3rd down and manageable situation. And I think this is the most underrated part of Nick Broyles' game. He is a great runner.
I was just getting ready to say, I think that's the difference in Franklin County is between this team right here and the team that they saw in the
toss back to Mormon, and he's got room, crosses the 50. Down inside the 30, a great cut, drag down at the 17-yard line, and the sophomore, Big Caden Mormon, takes it deep into Central territory.
That helps as well. That was a great run.
They shifted.
Everybody shifted over one man. That's something a little unique. And Central wasn't able to respond.
Franklin County going quick here. Now they'll look over for the call.
A lot of grass up in the upper left-hand side up there. Of course, I don't know if they'll leave Pfeiffer out there to catch the ball.
Broyles going to throw out the flat. It's Ferrier. And is run out of bounds inside the 10. They'll mark him at the 9. Just giving your playmakers a chance in space. If he makes a guy miss, it's a touchdown. If not, it's like a running play. It picks it up all the way down to 2nd down and 1.
Absolutely. This is my favorite down and distance right here, 2nd and 1, because you can do anything that you want.
Got the whole playbook. Even on a short field,
it makes it a little bit
different. But yeah, and it does open up everything. Run or pass. Broyles wants to throw. Setting down at the goal line with the catch was Bryce Tucker. But he is just shy of the goal line, but it will move the chains and sets up a 1st and goal at the 1 for Franklin County.
And that was good. That was good for Bryce as well. He hasn't caught a lot of balls yet this year and hadn't been involved in the offense. He's been doing a really good job defensively for him. That's good. A senior gets a catch down there right at the 1, trying to get him involved early.
Well, see, that's Ledford on the
that was a power formation.
And Ledford gets in the end zone. Touchdown, Franklin County. That was an impressive drive. Not that explosive big play, but just chunks, taking what the defense gives you, and success at the end there. Big drive on the answer after the turnover from Franklin County.
No, absolutely. And there are always things open, and that's a great thing about running this style of offense. It's going to give you the opportunity.
I think that was wide right.
Yeah, it was wide right.
So Powell misses the extra point, but Franklin County on the board. 1 possession, 1 score, 6:11 left. First quarter from Benny Watkins. Defense creating offense. The defense has been outstanding thus far.
So when you think about a banking relationship, you want someone who's going to be there with you in good times and particularly in bad times. And when we think about traditional bank, that's the kind of partnership and family member we're looking for. They have the same values we have, they care for their people, and they want you to do well. My name is Heatley Bell, and I am the managing partner of Mill Ridge Farm.
The Flyers strike first and have the 6-0 lead after the missed point after. And it is Saturday if you're watching live. Of course, we had the storms last night. We'll talk more about that later. And Coach, maybe a lot of times this is my first chance to be over here this season, but the turf looks outstanding both at Western Hills and here. And we were talking, as much water was on the field last night. You don't see it now. That's the beauty of turf. There's another fair catch opportunity and another nice job from the up man from Central.
Yeah, so
Washington.
and we had some puddles out there last night too, but the thing is, you're probably talking a half hour, 45 minutes. Like, we wouldn't be playing this game here right now if we didn't have turf.
Well, parts of Franklin County got 3 inches of rain last night. I don't know how much we got here, but it was a lot. And there's some looks of what it was here like last night, and that water was puddling. And we were getting some comments on Facebook, and I had people texting me, I didn't think the turf was going to puddle. When you get that much, it puddles, but once it stops, 15, 20, 30 minutes later, it's off.
Well, and folks, there's drain pipes underneath here, so and those pipes can only hold so much at a time anyway, and we got a ton of rain.
Give straight ahead, and again, County right there to make the stop, and that was Bryce Tucker and Pfeiffer in there, and we talked about it a bit in the open, and we'll talk more about it tonight, and hopefully as Franklin County moves on throughout the year. But when you have a big offense and you have players like Broyles and Ferrier and all these guys making plays all over the place, the defense can get overshadowed. But this bunch gets after.
They're solid. No, they are absolutely solid. Coach Ledford does a great job. He's very thorough. Does his job as as far as scouting and things like that. So yeah, they're going to be ready. And quite frankly, they've got some players.
Duncan to throw. Had a man open in the zone there, overthrew him a bit. That was Jalen Thomas, the intended receiver, but I know it's really early. But I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen Central just trying to line up and be more power football like we saw the first couple of plays.
Well, what I'm seeing is they're kind of like grasping at a formation that may work because they really haven't had anything consistently. Their best play was that hook that they threw for that first down for 7 or 8 yards. So it seems to me that they're searching for a formation to get them lined up correctly or lined up that's beneficial to them.
Duncan will be under center again, and again in the backfield is the smaller of the two backs in Justin Bush. 3rd down and 9. County showing man coverage again here. Going to give to Bush, and he will have nowhere to go. The Franklin County defense seems to have an answer for everything thus far that Central's thrown at them, and now it puts Central in a tough spot as that was a no gain, so it'll be 4th and 9.
Sure. Yeah.
And they have struggled at times with their special teams.
Yeah, they have. So when you look here at the Telstra, you guys are a one-back setback here, and quite frankly, they've been mostly a two-back. But if you look, they're over here. Man's on the line. It's got to be a run. This guy is not an eligible receiver, so he's got to stay in and block.
And Eddie James wanted to get a timeout. That was a different formation than we've seen, as they brought Williams in as a running back, but they were in the shotgun with Davis, and it looked like Franklin County didn't have somebody covered, and I saw Eddie James racing up the fast as Eddie can move to get up the sidelines. He was screaming timeout, so they got the timeout in time.
Yeah, so like I said, I think Louisville Central's looking. They're just searching for a formation that they can do different, to put Franklin County in a certain position in order to be able to run the plays that they want to run. And
the fans trying to stay warm. Of course, it was 75 degrees last night. We're here, and now it's much different. But
if we look here at the Telstra real quick, I think Franklin County only had 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There's why Eddie was trying to get a timeout.
That would make sense to me.
And they will kick there. And what a nice job by the quarterback, Duncan. That's going to come all the way down near the 5-yard line of Franklin County. So it was an odd-looking formation. I couldn't imagine they were going to go for it. He's a small quarterback with not much room. That could be a block opportunity later on.
He was only about 4 yards deep. So that's something really, hopefully the coaches up top would, see that and say, hey, let's get some push up the middle and get our hands up, and we might be able to block that, because that whizzed right over the lineman's head.
There's not much space there. Vernon Duncan, they list him at, I think, 5'6". So, but he does a great job with the little pooch kick that end over end bounced all the way inside to 5, and now the County offense deep in their own territory. And the pile will get pushed out near the 10. And I couldn't tell. I think that was Mormon.
Yes. So you'll see Mormon and Brenton Sears are both in the game, and they're both very capable running backs. Brenton's more of a bowling ball, blocker, but he'll get you some yards, hard-fought yards.
Caden trying to shake it off there a little bit. Gain of 3, the ball placed at the 9. Broyles out in the flat. Has a man, that's Claudio, and he will get first down yardage. Yeah. It's all about the spot, but I think he did get it, and that will be a first down Franklin County.
That right there is a perfect example of getting your athletes ball in space and letting them run. Nick's looking downfield, and Zach's just standing out there wide open.
Well, I believe that was Ferrier out there that got a nice block for him as well. And, that's almost, in this offense, it's sort of like a run play.
No, it is. It absolutely is, yes, 100%. And that's the thing. These kids, like I know Fred and Zach, they love blocking for one another. They take that as a point of pride.
Ferrier in motion. They'll throw it to him now. He's looking for a block. Gets one. And will take it out to the 39-yard line, and he was very close to breaking that one, but it flipped the script. Claudio got the block for him to spring it.
Yep, and that's what, like I said, it's a point of pride for them. They get after it, because it's like an assist in basketball. Yeah. So,
and I think a fortunate break for Franklin County. It looked like Caden Mormon maybe got away with the block in the back to spring that as well, but hey, no flag, no penalty.
That's right. Never happened.
Mormon, right side, gets a good block.
I don't know. Zach Claudio just had another great block right there on the corner. If we can get that on replay, but he sealed the edge. He blocked an outside linebacker,
and that is the hardest block to hold.
Number 7 right here on the inside. Yeah.
That seal block is very difficult to make because it's so easy to hold or block in the back. Timeout on the field. Central wants to talk. Franklin County with a 6-point lead and some momentum early in this one from Benny Watkins. Franklin County and Central on the Game of the Week.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Estate Tree Service. We have a solution for all your tree care needs. Estate Tree Service provides expert tree care and preservation. Call 502-229-5258 for a free estimate.
Game of the Week is sponsored by Tommy Haynes for Mayor. Tommy Haynes leads by example, having served our country and his community in a wide variety of roles. As a former high school coach, Tommy is passionate about empowering and encouraging Frankfort's youth to be community leaders as well. Vote for positive change with Tommy Haynes on November 3rd.
Franklin County celebrated senior night last night, and it's not a big senior class, Coach, but how successful has this bunch been?
Yeah, no, real. I mean, you know, and that's a great thing, because I know there's some talent coming up. You know, 8th grade and 7th grade are still playing in the playoffs, and, you know, so Coach Phil Smith has done
Royals looking for Ferrier deep. That was a well-thrown ball. Ferrier had a step, but one of the critical things about that, he did throw it out of bounds. Maybe Ferrier needs to be more on the numbers, but Royals threw that ball where one guy was going to catch it if somebody was.
That's right, and you know, people look at it and say, oh, that's an incomplete pass. But that keeps that corner backed off. He's not going to be able to play up and press, which in turn allows Fred to block him on run plays. So it's still a very important play, even though it wasn't a completed pass.
Now Ferrier has to jog back to 65 yards.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the only problem with it.
And get the play called. He'll go to the other side of the formation. 2nd down and 10, ball just inside Central Territory. Second offensive set for the Flyers. Mormon in motion. Royals look that way now, throws down the middle, and he had Braden Tracy open.
Early.
And just timing a bit off. Tracy was running down the seam, and I think if he catches it early, even though the free safety was there, that might have been a touchdown.
Royals is down. It's getting up. Looks like it's ankle.
Well, it looked like he got rolled up on after he threw the football. You just
I
saw
think
the
that's
replay there.
He couldn't quite step into the ball. I think that's why it floated a little bit, or it wasn't exactly where he wanted it to be.
Try to get a look, and he might have gotten rolled up as he went down. His right ankle was underneath the defender. So now Jaden Madison will come in to quarterback, and we have seen this before against Central.
Well,
he
what I was
the
going to say is
quarterback
Jaden,
in the playoff game.
You miss some things just because he's not getting the reps that we can practice, but Jaden's got moxie. Jaden, you know, he's been with these guys, so it's not like it's a big shock. And he's
Fake the throw. Now he gets outside. And will be run out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage. So now 4th down, looking at 10 yards, backup quarterback. Does Eddie James say let's punt and pin him?
You do. I think you play field position here because your defense is playing great right now, right? And hopefully you can force a turnover down here, make it a little bit easier for the offense to get in. And Jaden, you know, like I said, going forward, if Jaden's the one that's in there, running-wise, you won't miss a whole lot because Jaden's capable of doing that. You'll have to reduce your passing game a little bit. And that's more of a timing thing because, like I said, Jaden doesn't take the reps the whole, you know, in practice.
Braden Tracy on to punt. Gets away a nice kick that would bounce about the 20-yard line and get inside the 12. So Tracy does a nice job. He's a standout receiver and defender, but has been called upon to take on the punting duties. Don't want to punt very much here.
No.
They don't punt often.
No,
but,
last week was actually their first punt of the year.
And if they get this type of punt out of Tracy, they won't mind to do it occasionally.
No, they as a matter of fact, Coach James actually set up the punt late in the game. They didn't necessarily have to punt, but they wanted to get a punt in.
Just get one in?
Just get one in.
That's a good problem to
It
have.
is.
So Franklin County flips the field. They had gotten the ball originally at their own 8, I believe, and now they have kicked it down here and the ball inside the 10-yard line. And that's a little counter play inside, it looks like, and that's one of the issues when you look at the quarterback Duncan and you look at Bush, that they're both about 5'6". They can get lost.
They can, but if you're,
I mean, look, you can't see the quarterback's head.
No, you can't. But if you're a lineman, you've got to read your keys. Okay, if
that's pretty good blocking.
It is,
front
but if
too.
it's possible to rewind that, I can show you exactly what the linebacker should be looking at.
Well, can we get it right after this play? As they're at the line, we'll get back to it. Williams, and he will take it out across the 15 to the 17.
On this play right here, you're going to get a block here. You're going to get a double team essentially on this kid. When you see that as this linebacker, you've got to scrape over and fill that hole. and that would have put him right in the thing. He's a little slow doing it, but as the game goes on, he's going to get used to seeing that, and he's going to be able to make that play. See how he kind of hesitated right there, and he should have been right in that hole to make the play on the backside.
So a first down for Central. Williams, the tailback, straight ahead, and he's got space.
And that's
Tackled
what you
by
don't.
Claudio.
If you're one of those defensive backs, that's what you don't want to see, because that kid's a load. He's coming like a freight train through that hole, and you don't want to go head up with that kid.
Well, and that was a wide open gap, and Williams, he's not going to mess around. As you said, he is loaded. He has got, he's running with his pads forward. He is not running to punish somebody when he step up the tackle.
Well, the key is you got to squeeze down if you're up front.
Williams again gets room. It will be a gain of about 5 yards, maybe 6.
So they're not doing it. Central's not doing anything fancy with their blocking schemes and those types of things. They're just turning, and Franklin County's not doing a great job with gap control, and the linebackers aren't doing a great job filling the seams and the gaps.
And they're getting the tape on Broyles' left ankle. Williams again through the middle, and he will be just shy of a first down. It looks like the spot from the far judge over there was a little generous, but it is very close to moving the sticks. Fashawn Anderson is the fullback, number 52, 5'9", 285.
He's a big fella. That is for sure.
They did move the chains there, so this is the methodical offensive type things we thought we would see out of Central. Duncan trying to keep it, he was popped.
It's a quarter.
And that will be the end of the first quarter in the defense. I believe that may have been Ledford that introduced himself to Vernon Duncan, the quarterback. 1 quarter in the book, 6-0, Franklin County.
Hello, my name is Greg with the State Tree Service, the name you know and trust.
Over the past 60 years, the State Tree Service has become a name people know and trust in Central Kentucky. From tree removal, pruning, and stump grinding to debris cleanup, we are always available with our 24/7 emergency services. Estate Tree Service is licensed and insured, and our mission is to provide safe, quality tree care at a fair rate. Give us a call at 502-229-5258 or go online for a free quote.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Family Dental Center, serving Frankfort for over 30 years with over 100 years of experience. Call us today for your next appointment at 791-8950. Family Dental Center, let us make you smile.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Anna Marie Rosen for City Commission. Anna Marie Rosen is running for Frankfort City Commission to advocate for you. She will work to increase transparency and honesty in our city government. Vote for Anna Marie Rosen starting now through November 3rd. Paid for by Anna Marie Rosen for City Commission, a proven advocate for Frankfort.
First 12 minutes has been sort of what we thought we might see. You know, a bit of a struggle defensively. Franklin County trying to get their high-octane offense going. Central trying to control the line of scrimmage. Thus far, it's been a good one.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a back-and-forth, high-scoring type of game unless stuff just falls apart.
Williams moves the pile to the 49-yard line, and that sets up an interesting third down situation. Now, if I'm Central, I think this is where I may try to play action and pop one here because they have just been so run heavy up the middle.
Well, agreed. If you're willing to throw the ball, but why not run the ball twice like that and get your first down?
I understand. That is the other point. But I think if you want a big play, this might be the place for it.
It could be. Who do you throw to though? I don't know. I don't know who the reliable kids are.
It will be Williams through the middle, and he doesn't need 2 plays to get the first down. He gets about 8 and still pushes the pile all the way across the 40-yard line.
So what's happening is I believe that the point of attack's pretty well taken care of right in here. What's happening is these guys are walling down inside, and you get this power, so you're just getting a little hop and then a go. And there's nobody really there to stop on the backside. Those linebackers have to stay on his backside hip in order to make that play. And it doesn't help when your linemen are getting.
Williams is met that time by the defense, the interior line of Franklin County. I believe that was Sears on the play.
Yep.
That's two good-sized young men colliding in the hole right
Absolutely.
there.
But that's so on that, Franklin County maintained their gaps, and Brenton stayed on the backside shoulder of that kid and met him in the hole. And that's what's got to happen. The backside linebacker has to stay on the backside shoulder and make that play.
Play, and Williams breaks tackles again down inside the 25 inside the 20, and a couple of guys there were going for the strip instead of the tackle and allowed Williams to get a few more yards. And we had talked earlier, I thought that I was surprised they hadn't just gone power. Well,
right.
maybe they just want to get a couple of looks and then say,
That's
okay, we're going to settle in.
Right, I think they're seeing how Franklin County's playing them.
Through the middle again, nice play Pfeiffer to get the tackle. It'll be a gain of maybe 1.
So what you have to remember, or what should be happening, those linebackers inside, you're talking about Peyton Ledford and Brenton Sears, should be coming downhill, coming towards the running back. That's what we call downhill, coming towards the running back. If you see them going side to side and trying to make a play that way, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard. It's going to be a long night. They have to come, especially these linemen are not small kids for St. Louisville.
No,
they're good-sized
big.
kids.
And they just kind of put a hat on a hat. They were in some double teams. Williams there met by Madison.
That's because you had Peyton Ledford and you had Brenton Sears doing their job, and Madison's the backside linebacker coming in outside in to make that play.
And it looked like that may have been Sears that really stood up a double team.
Yeah.
Took two guys, held his own, and allowed that gap for Madison to come in to make the stop.
Right, and it's a mentality from Central. You know, this is what you're going to get. We're coming after you. You're going
Very similar style, not the same team, but what you'll see out of the Johnson Central from over in Eastern Kentucky, where they just line up and run it.
Yeah, I mean, correct.
Williams broke a tackle. Madison gets the stop, but it will be inside the 10, will be a fresh set of downs for Central.
But I'm going to say this, but Johnson Central's kind of fancy with their running game. I mean, they're doing you know,
it's
some
not
handoff.
just
Right. This is just straightforward. We're going to run over your face type stuff.
But it is that rushing attack.
Yeah.
Is what Franklin County may see down the road if they can get Johnson Central, no doubt. Williams again, and he's upended. I think
that was Madison.
Madison knifing in.
Ledford actually made the play on
and the guys, I mean, the Franklin County defense is really having to sell out now. Basically, all 11 guys are having to just fly to the football because there's nothing fancy. We just got to go make a stop.
That's right.
Coverage issue out here potentially with the slot. Williams left side, and he will take it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, there's too much space. The linebackers are getting pulled in too tight to the formation, and they're not maintaining outside leverage, which allows that gap to happen. So what I'm saying when I say maintain outside leverage, I believe this is Bryce Tucker. He should be out here. Well, he gets pulled in here, gets sealed a little bit, and it's just an easy lane for the running back right there. If he maintains outside, he can come outside in like Madison did earlier and make that play.
So this is a big play in what could be a very close football game throughout, as Central now looks like they will go for 2 in a tie game.
Well, they had a kicker out here pregame kicking from, I think, our 40. I mean, it was off a tee, but he kicked it through the upright.
Going for 2, Williams. He is hit and stopped. That was a really good play. Is that 44, Franklin? Blair Tate with the stop to keep this a 6-6 game. 7:44 left, first half. Franklin County will receive the kick when we come back.
The Family Dental Center is open and serving Frankfort's patients in a safe working environment, following all CDC recommended safety guidelines. You can save 15% on implants today by taking part in the Dental Implant Contribution Plan to help make your care as affordable as possible. Visit tv.frankfurtimplants.com for more information. If you have any questions, call 502-829-7541. Family Dental Center, here to serve you.
7:44 remaining here. Sorry, Chris and I were talking. we were live all of a sudden. Welcome back in. So a 94-yard drive there for Central, and it was all rushing, and it was pretty much all Malachi Williams.
Yeah, and it wasn't anything fancy. I mean, it's all straight ahead and allowing him. Everybody's going man-on-man blocking and double teams and just saying, we're coming after you. You got to stop us.
Tucker's got a couple of blockers, makes a nice move to get outside here, and he will take it up to the 49-yard line. You don't see a lot of teams kick anymore.
No,
I mean, they pooch and squib.
Guess who had a block right there?
You tell me.
Zach Claudio.
Zach Claudio.
He had a great block to seal that edge.
So let's take a look. Tucker with the catch there.
Number 7. Watch him right here.
Leading the way.
Yep, right there.
Gets the block. Yeah, he's been really good tonight for Franklin County.
And I don't, we even as adults, we don't always stress, and coaches miss it too, the importance of blocking, because that's the difference in having a play and making a big play. Good blocks will spring big plays.
Mormon in motion. They'll throw it to him. Gets a good block from Claudio out there right on cue, and Mormon takes it down inside the 30, still rumbling down to the 22-yard line. And Zach Claudio 3 times tonight has just been outstanding blocking, if not 4. And watch this block out here just set the whole play right there.
He set the edge, turned him out. It's like I said, because of little things like that makes those big plays happen. And kids don't get credit. I mean, all the way through the NFL, people don't give credit for blocking, especially on the receivers.
Got trips to the near side. Ferrier is alone on the far side. Mormon will flank Broyles. Broyles was a little gimpy still over on the sidelines before the drive, but he is back in there. Braden Tracy in motion. He'll get the pass. Gets a good block from Mormon, and the ball will be at the 15-yard line of Central.
So that play right there, can you tell me who made that play famous?
That play right there?
Yeah, specifically.
I do not.
Pittsburgh Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger's and Antonio Brown. It was a goal line play for them, motion from the outside in. And I say made it famous, but they were the first ones I remember seeing. They ran it from the 3-yard line. He'd just catch it and run forward and get tackled in the end zone.
For those of us who don't really like the Steelers so much,
I can't. Well, it's the NFL, man. Come on.
Oh, Mormon upended there. Nice play from the Central D line, and that was actually the fullback that we've talked about so much on defense right there, that just held his own.
Here on the kickoff, if you watch the blocking, this ends up being just like a running play. Okay, so as Bryce Tucker catches the ball down here, you're going to have all these guys sealing up, and he's actually crossing their face. And then, right. And when you get those kind of blocks, right there's Caden Mormon getting downfield, getting a block as well.
Ferrier's open. They're trying to throw him open, and it got knocked away, as that was a pretty good way to close on it there by the defensive back, because Ferrier was open and it was a well-thrown ball, but DeJure Johnson at the last minute got a hand in there.
Well, Fred, if you watched at the beginning of this route, I don't think he thought he was getting the ball. He was just kind of jogging. I was just getting ready to say he made a great adjustment. I mean, he sped up and almost caught the daggone ball for a touchdown.
And mistimed his jump just
barely.
a touch, or it might be a touchdown. And he's looking back like maybe he thought the ball was going to be more inside.
Mm-hmm.
So a 35-yard attempt here for the Flyers. Powell.
There you go.
And that is banged right through.
That's what you have a kicker for.
Well, and in close games, if you're trying to win a state championship, there's going to be times you got to score one of these when you can. They knock it through. 9-6 Franklin County, 5:48 remaining in the first half from Benny Watkins.
Game of the Week is sponsored by Apex Small Engine Repair, located on the east side of Frankfort at 859 East Main Street, Suite 3A. Apex services most gas-powered engines, push mowers, riding mowers, and zero-turn mowers, as well as handheld equipment. Home of the 3-pull rule, if your equipment doesn't start after 3 pulls, you better call Apex. 502-545-4053.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Whitehead Hancock. Whitehead Hancock Plumbing has been serving Frankfort families for more than 100 years. You can trust Whitehead Hancock for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling, and septic needs. Call them today at 502-227-2213 for 24-hour emergency service, or visit their website at whiteheadhancock.com.
9-6 County here in this first half in a game that was so anticipated we had to wait an extra 24 hours almost to get it going. 22 anyway. Same pooch kick. Tried a little deeper, and it was a fair catch there.
Wasn't a very good one, though. He didn't really wave his hand.
Joshua Bivens with the fair catch. So what are you seeing right now? These two teams?
Well, I think the feel-out period's over.
Right.
I mean, I think Central had a couple series there where they're feeling out Franklin County's defense. And, Franklin County came out play one ready to go, knowing what they were going to see. So, right now, Franklin County right now has just got to stop.
That play, Malachi Williams through the middle, and he is bottled up.
Well,
and there's the ball free. Franklin County says they have it. I saw the referee throw the beanbag, and it is Franklin County football.
That helps. They've got to get this in before half.
And we'll have to see the replay as to how it came free. It was a second effort. He was hit here, and he tried to jump out of there, and it's your guess as to who ripped it, but we might get an angle at it here. That's Ledford with the hit.
I mean, that's third effort, really.
There's 4 or 5 guys in there ripping at the football. Jaden Madison came up immediately. He might have been the one that ripped it out.
Well, and I tell you, that's the drawback to a kid that size and just trying to keep chugging and doesn't go down. We had that quite a bit with Chris Roberts. Now, Chris was great. He didn't fumble.
Mormon did a nice job using the stiff arm to take what might have been a loss of 5 yards and getting a gain of maybe a yard or 2.
Looks like he gained about 3. I don't know where they're spotting him. Yeah, about 3 yards. One thing about him, we saw him last year with Western Hills, and I didn't feel that he was playing up to his potential. Well, I say that, but he just looks so much faster this year. I mean, I know that he's worked hard in the offseason, but he just looks so much faster, and he adds just a different dimension in this offense.
Well, not only is he fast, but he's so strong. And with that size, just there with the stiff arm. Tracy tries to break a tackle. He'll get it back to the line of scrimmage. That was well defended by the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, that's a one-on-one. They're hoping Braden beats the corner one-on-one right there. And that was a good play by him, by the corner.
And Braden Tracy is a really nice complement to what they do offensively out here.
Yep.
Ferrier's known as more the big play guy, and all of a sudden now you got Claudio and Braden Tracy in the slot, and they can do so many things to help this football team.
Yeah, and he's just a solid. He'll come out and he'll block. He does all those things that his technical position is wide, which is a tight end, but they don't put him down as a tight end.
3rd down and 7. Broyles to throw. Outen's trying to get it to Ferrier, and that was really well defended out there. And again, it's Johnson in coverage, and he has got really good closing speed.
Well, I was going to say, he broke on that ball really nice, especially you're talking it's a one-man route. There was no threat behind Fred, so that's an easy break for that kid. And that, that's the thing. It goes back to, against Anderson County, Woodford County, who else do they play? Wagner, thank you. That's a completed ball because you don't get a kid breaking on the ball like that.
Well, and it was he's giving Ferrier some space, but like you said, because of the route, he read it and he was able to just really close very well to knock that away. 4th down, Franklin County will go for it, up 3 here. Fake to Mormon. Little screen to Ferrier, looking for some blocks. And he will get it to the 35-yard line, but that will turn it over on downs, and that was very well defended from Louisville Central. Because he wanted to be able to cut it up right there.
The 39's running that alley just like he should.
Now, these teams are starting to know each other. They know they're the top 2 teams in the district. They know they're going to play again. We had the Franklin County win in the regular season last year. Central gets the win in the playoffs. this is one of those things. It's about execution because both teams know what they're going to do, and who can execute the best is who's going to come out on top.
That's right. And, you know, then the second time they play, it's going to be the same type of deal.
That's Bush, and he will get maybe a yard. Half a yard maybe by the spot. I guess they're giving Williams just a little break because he did get all 94 yards, I think, of that last drive.
And he played defense. He made that great play on that fourth down play right there. So
yeah, he was the player we talked about who made Ferrier have to try to change direction. Duncan will give to Bush. He stopped Ledford, another tackle.
That was really a great play by Philip Pfeiffer. You don't necessarily you don't really recognize it, but it's going to be a counter trey. You're going to get these guys coming across this way. They're going to fake. This running back's going to jab, but you'll see Philip Pfeiffer coming in from this direction and really stuffing the lineman coming across, which decreases this alley for the linebackers to actually make the play. Right there's Phillips stopping number 59. This is a big stop. If they can stop him here in this series.
It is Williams. He'll try to get to 8, and he's popped at the line of scrimmage.
See, now I think what's happening is that running back of theirs is used to, instead of staying with the play, he's used to cutting back and having that alley. Well, now the backside linebackers are doing a great job staying backside. I just saw their quarterback say, stay with that, because the play was there.
Well, Jaden Madison, that was Madison. He was flying up and popped him. I mean, that was a big hit. And there's a reason why programs like the University of Cincinnati want this kid, because he's fearless.
Well, here's the thing, Jaden, and I'm firmly convinced, and I want to say Jaden, and I speak for really any kid, not just here at Franklin County, but across the state or the country. You get Jaden Madison, a kid who, like you said, is so fearless. You get him in a program where he's getting at least 3 square meals a day. He's focused, he's nutrition, he's lifting weights. You know, and we do that here, but it's not like University of Cincinnati or a Division I football program. He's going to put on 25 pounds, and can you imagine that kid at 6'2", 6'1", with 25 more pounds on his frame, what that kid's going to look like and be able to do?
And the way he plays.
Yeah.
I mean, he plays like his hair's on fire.
But he's ready to go.
That.
You know what I mean? He's got that. You can't teach that. He's got that in him already.
I want to thank everybody who's watching on Cable 10 and, of course, on Facebook Live has stayed with us for about 22 hours, and we're glad to be here. We knew this was going to be a good game, and we're so happy to bring it to you. Claudio gets a block from Ferrier, and he will take it into jacket territory at the 47-yard line. First down, Franklin County.
Once again, great block by Fred Ferrier. Not only does he make those big plays and catch the ball, but he makes good blocks, too, for his teammates.
Well, and I think that's what's really great, and you mentioned this earlier, about this whole offensive set for Franklin County. They're very unselfish. They all know they're going to get their chances, but they do everything they can to help their teammates.
Sure.
And, you know, a lot of times receivers can get very selfish and say, well, I want the ball, and instead they're saying, hey, what we do to win is what I will do. And
that's right.
That's why they've had such
what
success.
Needs to get done.
Ball nearly intercepted after the deflection.
Nope. So that wasn't necessarily the best choice for Nick right there. You had Ferrier open on the second hit. Those were all hitches right there. Now, one thing, if you look at Central, they're running. They've come to a.
It was almost like Broyles was wanting to look off the defender because he was watching Ferrier and then went.
But 11 drifted inside. Now
to Claudio.
They're going with an odd front. Louisville Central is. They're going with a 3-man front with 4 linebackers.
Ferrier breaks the tackle. Look out!
He could go.
1 man to beat. They're not going to catch him. Touchdown, Franklin County. Fred Ferrier from 48 yards out from the arm of Nick Broyles. And that was one of those plays, Coach. Again, it's not.
No,
and there's a flag
fancy.
down. They're going to get a hold. It's going to come back. And I'll be curious to see, because
I think he said 7.
I was going to say I didn't see the hold by Claudio up there. The other angle that we just had, it had to be early on in that play. I did not see a hold at all.
I think he said had 7 up. I couldn't tell.
Well, if it was Claudio, it had to be a little earlier than that I saw. So Claudio is in the slot right here. That's not a hold.
Yeah.
Not a hold.
Well, I mean, let's say it was. Did it have any effect on the play? Because the kid took an inside route. He took himself out of the play. Just do it again.
Spoken like the true coach. Run it again.
That's right. Same play, other side.
Same play, other side. And when you're playing against the defense, that's never good because they know what's coming,
right.
man. It's unfair. Timeout on the field. We're in the final 2 minutes of the first half. Franklin County up 9-6 over Louisville Central. Big district matchup here on the east side.
Does your phone keep ringing and ringing, but you won't answer it because you know who's on the other line? Credit card calls, foreclosures, medical costs. If you're struggling to keep up with your debt, you may qualify for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Who better to turn to than a local law group serving Frankfort and the surrounding counties? The Howard Law Group.
Hi, I'm Doug Howard, and I'm here to help. Visit me at 213 St. Clair Street in Frankfort, or visit my website at howardlawgroup.com. Life demands simple.
Eddie James talking with his offense during the break there. A little disappointed after a touchdown comes off the board due to a holding penalty. So Franklin County now faces a 2nd down and 21
now you got
from their own, what is that there, 41-yard line.
So it's second down. You don't have to get it all back in one play. It's not like it's 3rd down. Try to get half of it back, and then you're going to have probably, I would assume, 2 downs to get.
Broyles finds Ferrier in the middle of the zone. He'll get to the first down yardage just
or
shy. Got to about the 40-yard line.
Or you could just throw it to Ferrier and let him get the first down. That'd be okay, too. I know you last week, and I know that we weren't on. I think there's some Facebook from one of the parents was doing one last week. But last week, Wagner tipped a ball. Okay, Fred's running a slant. He catches the thing. I guess you don't. But his hand strength, he caught the ball, a tip ball, out in front of him on a slant and held it out. It was an incredible catch. Like, just watching it, you think, like, oh, he's supposed to catch the ball. But the way he caught it, and in the fact it was a tip ball and short, I mean, his hand strength and his athletic ability is just.
Ferry II has become one of the best receivers in the state. I don't think there's any question. He's got
for sure
over 25 offers. I mean, he is going to be a great player for somebody, but he's worked very, very hard at it.
Yes. To me, if a Power 5 were to take a chance on, and I say take a chance, I don't think it's a chance because of the kid's work ethic and his ability. Now, he's not going to wow you with a 40. He's not that time and things like that. But he's just a flat-out receiver. And those are the kinds of kid I'd want in my program. And but he, I know that he's wanting or hoping for a Power 5 type deal. But I think he's got some very valid, great offers out there on the table.
He certainly does. Well, when you get offers from West Point and the Naval Academy and University of Cincinnati and Louisville.
Well, Cincinnati's a top 10 team right now. Now, I know everybody's not playing, but you still, they've got a great coaching staff, and they've got things going on in Cincinnati. It's a top 10 program in the country.
It is odd to be at Benny Watkins Field and not have the band getting ready to perform, as that's always a big part of what we do here. And that's, you don't have the cheerleaders. We're so thankful to have football and to have these kids get the opportunity. But for those that miss that chance, a heart goes out to them. I mean, everybody knows how important it is to be safe and follow the protocols with COVID. Very few fans. This place would be packed if it weren't for COVID. But I say this for all those kids, and from personal experience, from like mine who missed their senior season last year, for these kids to get this chance, I'm so thankful for it.
Well, yeah, and I do believe everybody that we've hosted here, as far as soccer games, our football games, for the most part now, there's always those special few, but for the most part, they've been very appreciative.
Double move. Broyles has got Tracy open and just overthrows him. That was the 4th and 4 play, so County will turn it over on downs. But that was one that with maybe a touch more air under it, that was a touchdown. Braden Tracy made a nice little double move there. That might have been a bit of a hold coming out of the break, but a nice job defensively for Central to get the stop. Because it looked like, obviously there was a touchdown was called back, but it looked like County was going to get a lot of momentum before the half. Now Central with the stop, and their coaching staff over there talking, and Marvin Danzler's done such a good job. Ty Scroggins, I guess, was there for so long that won so many state championships. This Louisville Central team is a perennial power.
That's right.
And even though they may graduate some guys, they've got a tradition of this is what we do, how we do it, and that's why we're successful.
Even though we regardless, you're talking in 4A football.
You're talking big run by Bush to midfield.
You're talking them, Boyle County. Those are the people that's the standard. And regardless, it doesn't matter who they've graduated, who they have coming back, or whatever the case may be. That's your standard until they're not.
Right. And the thing is what Central has done is maybe they're not as dominant every year, but they always sort of reload. And they never have to rebuild.
And I've seen them for a long time. They're not anything fancy. They're very well coached. They do their job.
Duncan across the middle, has receiver, and that's a catch and down to the 20-yard line. So Central goes away from the playbook of running, and they get the big pitch and catch. Jalen Thomas with the reception, and now Franklin County has to try to bow up and hold a bit, or Central could take the lead into the break. That was a well-thrown ball.
It was. And he had time to do it.
Bush up the middle. That's going to be a gain of 4, nearly.
Yep. And Franklin County wants to take their time getting off the pile because they're not using the timeout. I don't know if they've got any. They don't have any left.
Duncan will clock it.
So it'll be 3rd down. You got 3rd and 7. And assumption on my part now, they wouldn't kick a field goal to tie it or they might try at the end of a half, but they didn't kick an extra point.
They didn't kick the extra point, so it makes you wonder. But you did mention that their kicker was hitting the ball pretty good.
Yeah, 23 had a tee out there, and he was kicking it from the X out there at the 40 he made it. So that's a 50-yard field goal.
Williams back in at tailback. 32 seconds left. Duncan gives to Williams, runs into the pile, and then the third man through will finally bring him down. And 2 things that I've noticed about what we're seeing for this part of the game. Williams has triple effort every play, and Franklin County's starting to really fly to the football.
So it's 4th down.
Duncan will throw. Ball's tipped and intercepted by Braden Tracy. Did Pfeiffer get a hand on that? Did I see it right?
He may have.
Braden Tracy jumps the route, makes the catch, and now 7 seconds remain for Franklin County. I thought that ball was tipped.
We'll probably be able to see here on the telestrator.
I believe it was Pfeiffer that got his hand on it.
Yeah, if you'll watch here, right here at the end here is Phil Pfeiffer. He does a great job. Look at the separation. And the ball, sir, he works himself upfield. Yep, he did. It looked like he off his inside, maybe his thumb.
Watching this kid develop, Pfeiffer, he is a man out there. And the fact that it's just his 2nd season of football and the impact he has is incredible.
Again,
the tip there and the Tracy interception saves the score.
He's a kid as well that he gets into a program, 3 square meals a day, proper nutrition, proper lifting, things like that. His frame, he's already 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, he's a big kid. So just what we kind of thought we'd have, sort of a heavyweight fight. 9-6, Franklin County with the lead. We're at the half, back in a moment on the Game of the Week from Benny Watkins Field, Saturday edition.
Classic Gold Master Jewelers has an amazing selection of jewelry that anyone will love. Classic Gold also provides custom services like pearl restringing, engraving, watch repair, ring resizing, and custom designs. Classic Gold Master Jewelers, 859 East Main Street.
The Game of the Week halftime show is brought to you by Classic Gold. Art carved class rings are available at Classic Gold Master Jewelers, 859 East Main Street.
We are at the half here, Glenn Wadham, Chris Tracy, the whole Game of the Week crew. Second take. We were here last night. If some of you tuned in, you may have seen that we were all excited. We got all the way up through the open. We were ready for the coin toss, and Mother Nature said, you know what, we're going to hang out and do it again tomorrow. So we're glad you have all joined us, whether it's on Facebook Live or on Cable 10. It's a pleasure to bring you a game between two great programs. And, Coach, from the get-go, we've all talked about it, nothing special. It was going to be the running game of Central, and then could they stop Franklin County as advertised?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're seeing, I think, and, Franklin County's playing pretty good defense, holding these guys to 6 points here. An offense that's really just going to grind it out. And I think Franklin County shot themselves in the foot a couple times, I think, with some field position things, and things like that. But I think as we go on, Franklin County's able to move the ball. I think they just have to finish some drives, and they got set back a little holding call and things like that. But I really think I'm really impressed that the game plan coach has got against that defense. Nothing tricky out of Central. Offensively.
It's just power football.
That's right, and I think that's the talk you have with your defense at halftime. Is guys, they're not going to change anything they're doing. They may pull up and throw a couple more times because they did have some success here at the end of the half. But we just got to come out and toughen up and be the defensive front that we're able to be, because that's where it is right now. It's in the defensive front seven.
Oh, it's between the tackles,
Absolutely.
really. I mean, we have seen a couple of big plays from the defensive end, Pfeiffer, impacting plays. We saw the tip pass, Braden Tracy with the interception there right before the half to save a potential touchdown. There's the field goal is the difference right now from Owen. So I'm ready to see just how Franklin County might adjust a little bit offensively in the second half to try to get them a little more space. And to see if the defense will continue to turn them over. The 3 turnovers in the first half were huge. The first turnover on the hit by Ferrier led to the touchdown. And then right before the half, the Tracy interception stops what may have been a touchdown. So take a deep breath, hang out, don't go anywhere. I know it's college football Saturday, but this high school game's a big one. 2 of the top 4 teams in 4A getting after it here at Benny Watkins Field. We're going to take a minor break, come right back with your second half on the game of the week. Can't wait to see you on the other side of the break.
The Game of the Week halftime show is brought to you by Classic Gold. Art carved glass rings are available at Classic Gold Master Jewelers, 859 East Main Street. Looking for trendy clothes on a budget? Come to the Clothes Closet, where our prices are sure to make you dance. We sell a wide variety of new or like-new clothing for kids, women, and men, as well as accessories, furniture, toys, and home decor. Everything in the store is in season and in excellent condition. To bring consignment items in, please call for an appointment. Come by and see us at 676 Comanche Trail and dance your way to some unbeatable prices here at the Clothes Closet. Why pay the difference if you can't tell the difference?
Ready for second half action here in this big district regular season matchup between 2 of the top 4 teams in 4A. Franklin County and Central. Central will pooch kick to get it started, and it's taken there by an upback for Franklin County. Trying to turn the corner. Decent return. I believe that's Lake and Gross. I see that 17.
No, 13.
13. That is Zach Cox with return.
Probably no more in the basketball circles than the football, but he came out this year for football. He's played some corner a little bit this year.
Good athlete. A lot of good athletes at the disposal for Eddie James. Injured player down for Central and being tended to. And it was a spirited halftime conversation from the Central coaching staff. That, I believe, is Andre Jackson down for Central. I came out of the press box, and Central was in the end zone to our left over by the guest locker room underneath the scoreboard at Benny Watkins, and you could hear the coaches up here. They were less than enthused with, I guess, their execution, but I thought Central played pretty well. I mean,
from what I heard, minus the things we probably shouldn't say, were, I guess apparently there was a lot of back talk and bickering and things like that is what I heard them addressing. Now, I don't know. Like I said, I feel the same way you did. To give up 9 points to this Franklin County team, I'm not sure what they're averaging, but nonetheless, I mean, you give up 9 points and a half.
That's a good sign to see Jackson get up and off sort of on their own power. A little bit of help.
On 59 right here, yeah.
First and 10 Flyers from their own 38-yard line.
Oh, right there on number 3, yeah.
It's a big hit from Davis, 57. County's doing the shift again. Tight splits, no receivers, going power football. Toss back Mormon. There is a flag on the play.
Probably a hold, I would assume, here, because Pfeiffer was laying on the back of 59.
That was a good run by Mormon, but the flag's going to bring it back. And Franklin County's showing a little power football look there.
Yeah, I think that could go, for them, even without that shift. Just line up in an over and make them, I would say, come out of the huddle in it, but they don't huddle. So
right.
Nobody huddles anymore, really.
It's crazy how much the game has changed.
You know what? It's eventually going to get back to huddling, though. It all goes around.
So it'll be 1st and 20 for Franklin County on their first play here, first official play now, I guess, since that one was brought back. But penalty negates a nice run, and now Broyles to throw. Finds a man across the middle. It's Tracy, and that will get back the yardage they lost on a hold and maybe another gain of a couple.
So Louisville Central now is playing a 3-4 defense. Okay, that means 3 down linemen and 3 linebackers. And they're doing some blitzing and stunning. So there should be and they're playing a cover 4 shell behind that. Means there's 4 DBs. They're going to allow Franklin County to catch the ball in front of them and make a tackle.
So in the middle of that zone is where you'll be able to find.
See, those 2 linebackers are creeping up inside now. Now they'll drop out. They're only rushing 3.
Screen set up nicely. Mormon.
Yeah, Davis missed a block out here. 57 missed a block out. The kid on 39.
Williams makes the tackle. Also a nice job in there for Central's number 13.
You'll see Davis come out. They set up a screen nicely. He'll come out here, and he should be blocking. That's kind of not working for me here. There we go. Blocking out here, and you'll see a guy, 59, runs right by him and ends up making the play.
It was Bivens in there with Williams to get the stop.
Missed him right there. I'm sorry, it was 13 that made the play.
Bivens gets the stop and help from Williams.
He hits that block, and you got a nice little seam to run. As it is, you got a 3rd and 6 or 7.
Mormon in motion. They'll throw it to him. We've seen this play before. Looking for a block, gets a couple, gets the first down into Central territory all the way inside the 45-yard line.
He's a little bit away from breaking that right there. Just a little.
Well, and it was just a really nice design. I mean, they executed beautifully there, the blocking.
They're bringing Broyles out and putting Madison a quarterback.
Well, we were talking during the break that Broyles is obviously not 100%. He's limping. He's got an ankle issue.
I think they're going to limit him a little bit and see what they can use probably milk the clock a little bit and run.
But that takes away one of those elements, of course, for Franklin County because he is so dangerous throwing and running the football. Now Madison M will run it. Makes a great move out there. Gets a man to miss. And that will be a first down Franklin County as Jaden Madison slippery with the football.
Well, now what you're doing is depending on down the weeks. I don't know what, obviously I think it's an ankle injury and depending on how long his injury is, you're giving teams another thing to get ready for. And we know Jaden can throw the ball as well. So it's not, you probably just don't feel as comfortable right now because he hasn't taken those reps in practice and had the timing with his receivers.
Broyles back in for this series, or at least the start of this series, first down. Trips to the near side, Furrier to the far. That's Mormon. Makes a man miss inside the 20-yard line.
Again, Franklin County is doing a wonderful job sealing the edge, right? That's just a handoff. There's nothing fancy about that. Look, all the jerseys, all the black jerseys are inside, and the white jerseys are running outside. That's close there on Tucker.
Tucker was a slow to get up, and the young man who took the hit also a little slow to get up, and that may have been a really big benefit to Franklin County because that looked to be a block in the back.
Well, it just depends on where he started his contact, and we don't have the benefit of seeing that all the time. Well, I guess we do up here, but. As fans, and here's the other thing I do want to comment. You get these block in the backs, and you get these things, and you've got to, as a coach, you have to draw a fine line. You have to draw a fine line. The kid's being aggressive and trying to help make a play.
Well, and it looked like it was more of I think it was Chalmon was the defender, and it looked like Tucker rolled up on his legs at the end right there. That might have been the actual injury. He kind of landed on his ankle there toward the end.
Because you still want your kids to be aggressive, especially out there on the edge.
1st and 10. Broyles has Mormon to his left.
So
Ferrier and Tracy to the right. Claudio to the near side.
You want to coach them in that situation, not necessarily yell at them and get on them, because you want them to keep that aggression. That's the nose guard making that. Jeez,
and Mormon makes something out of nothing. No flags. Touchdown, Franklin County. Caden Mormon from 20 yards out.
Yeah, and that was the nose guard whipping the center right there, making a should have had a play in the backfield.
Caden talking to the camera, getting a little FaceTime. Big drive there to start the half for Franklin County. And, I mean, what an outstanding play. And we've talked about, how important it is to kind of show that you can be multifaceted.
Yeah.
There they showed that we can play some power football.
Absolutely.
Good snap. Kick is up. And there's a flag down. The kick was good, I believe. And it could be somebody maybe jumping over the pile.
Something.
But the officials, neither one signaled if it was good or not.
But you know what? They're supposed to be watching if it was good, and they're looking at the line. I don't understand that.
Well, neither one of them made the signal, which is what was surprising.
It goes back to the old thing, do your job. I mean, if that's not, and I know it looks like this is on Louisville Central, but.
Okay, personal foul on Central.
In the center, maybe.
Okay, it was good. So
we'll take it on the
we'll get
kickoff.
another look maybe here right before we go to the break to see what the call was. But nonetheless, a big drive, a 16-6 lead. Yeah, they jumped over.
He jumped over.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what the call was. 16-6 Flyers making a statement on the first drive of the second half. Back in a moment from Benny Watkins.
Come to Pizza Inn and check out the brand new Right Way Buffet. The same pizza and flavors you know and love with added safety in mind. And if you feel more comfortable sitting outside, we've also added outdoor seating for your comfort in the shade. Inside or outside, we're working hard to keep your family safe while you enjoy some of our great unlimited pizza, salads, and desserts. So come enjoy our outdoor seating. Pizza Inn, your buffet's waiting.
Want to thank Pizza Inn. They've been supplying the crew with pizza this season. You and I were just talking. We did not know that. They've kept that a secret from us.
By the time we got down there.
And I'd also like to point out that they could have saved some for tonight even and brought us some leftover pizza. I'm talking about the crew. I'm not talking about Pizza Inn. We appreciate all they do. The crew's got to look out for us up there in the booth every now and then.
They usually do look out for us.
Now the kick will go into the end zone.
Let me ask you a question.
I know what you're going to say.
What?
You're going to talk about why not squib it there. Yes.
Right, you do it. And then now you're going to kick it through the end zone. I don't. That's the time to do it.
Because if you squib it and you get a crazy hop bounce, all of a sudden you get possession. It's inside the 25-yard line. I agree. I thought the same thing. Okay. But these guys on the sidelines, this staff's pretty good. They've forgotten more than I'll ever know about football. So.
What? I mean,
I don't see you speechless very often.
No, I know.
8:38, third quarter. Central with their first possession here this second half. Malachi Williams gets the handoff, and he will bull his way to a gain of 3.
A little different formation there again. They went 3 receivers and 2 backs. Same play, though.
And they have to feel, I would think Central has to feel pretty good about the fact that their interior line's done a great job up front blocking. So now if we can get a couple of these guys away from the line, we might see Williams break one.
Yeah, possibly. I like them in that pro eye, this formation, more so than what I did with the last one they ran.
There's Williams. It plays slow to develop, but he shows a lot of patience. You talked about it. He kind of looks for a little seam and then jumps in.
So 51 for Franklin County. So what you're looking at here,
Keaton Lee.
You're going to see the play take off to the right. Play's going to take off to the right. He's just going to hop back the other way because it's stopped at the point of attack. Franklin County's doing a great job at the point of attack. Just hops back. It's that backside play again. It's a backside play of that linebacker. He's just got to remember to stay on the backside hip.
Here's a first down for the Yellow Jackets. That's Bush, and he took a pretty good hit but moved forward to get the ball to the 35-yard line.
What I was getting ready to say, 51 for Franklin County.
Keaton Lee.
So he's taking a lot of double teams in there, and which is what you want.
And by the way, only a freshman.
Yeah, he's only a freshman. He's a big kid. Coach James told me about him. He said, we've got a freshman. He didn't really say his name, but he's taking a lot of he's getting penetration. And, you know, that's what you want out of your nose guard because that frees that frees up your linebackers to flow and make plays. He's not going to get a lot of credit, but look at him. That's a freshman in high school, man. That's pretty
taking
good.
on 2 grown men down there too. Yeah.
Right.
And, you know, looking at that fullback, Bashan Anderson, he was the one who almost made the tackle on Mormon before he broke it. But he's playing fullback in there, and he comes in and lays pads.
Oh, sure. I just wondered, did they ever hand him the ball, you think?
I bet you on occasion if they get a lead, they might. Because he's earned it.
Well, everybody's spent almost 3 quarters now trying to get out of the kid's way.
Right.
Why not just give him the ball?
I think this is a really important drive in this football game. I mean, they're all important. Every possession counts. But it's really one of those things that if maybe Central runs some more clock and maybe scores, they get the momentum, or maybe County gets the stop, puts one more on, it might maybe even put it out of reach because Central doesn't throw the ball so well.
Right.
And they get the jump. Is it 75? J.J. Arden jumps off sides. So 1st and 5 here. Under 6 to play third quarter. And there's a whistle. And I think they may have given right back those 5 yards to Franklin County. And, you know, when we thank everybody watching on Facebook and on Cable 10, I was watching the comments, and some of the folks out there were talking about just how small the quarterback is for Central. And it is, I mean, when you look at this young man, Vernon Duncan, they list him at 5'6", but by the time he gets down under center,
he's 5 foot.
He is so small, and it's hard to see. But that kid, we saw him last year. He really manages his game very well. Williams, who is not a small kid, runs into a wall. Franklin County with a big stop on 1st down.
Well, you know, quite frankly, what you're seeing is a bunch of yellow helmets. You know, so you don't know who's got the ball, really. They do a great ball here. That's Philip Pfeiffer making that play right there on the lead blocker. Just chopping that, taking that kid out, man. That's what they got to do. Sometimes you got to sacrifice to help your teammates out.
And watching Pfeiffer in basketball, see him last year's first year of football, you talked about it. When you put 25 more pounds of muscle on this kid, he is a beast. Williams trying to find room to the left side, and on 2nd down and 9, he maybe gets 1.
So it's a big 3rd down. You know, again, you know, is it the point of the game he goes for it again here? You know, if you, I guess it would be depending on what you get on your side. And
you know, I think
I think you go in with the mentality.
If I'm Coach Danzler, if I get over the 50, I might go for it.
Well, I think you go with the mentality. We got 2 downs. Let's see what we get on this one. You don't have to get it all. You don't have to get all 6, 7 yards. But you know, let's see.
That's what, in my opinion, I think it's critical to get to the 50 or across to go for it. So big
you haven't
3rd down play.
In all honesty, you haven't done a whole lot to stop Franklin County. They've kind of defeated themselves to, you know, stop themselves tonight, I think.
Bush is the running back.
Oh,
and he busts through, and the smaller of the 2 backs gets a huge gain for a 1st down.
I thought 2 people had him in the backfield, to be honest with you.
Again, also a very small guy. They kind of maybe just lost him back there.
Well, I mean, hands on. Yeah, he just kind of squatted through there, didn't he?
Just the guys were all engaged, and nobody could get off a block to just get a hand on him, and that little bit of a seam was enough for Bush to get the 1st down.
It's like they're coming back in with their bigger set, bigger group of kids. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what formation they line up, they're running the same play.
Right.
That was the same play they keep running. There just wasn't a lead blocker.
Williams breaks a couple of tackles, and he'll get a 1st down or very close to it. Depending on the spot, it's going to be shy about a yard, but a big 9 yards on 1st down.
So Peyton Ledford did a great job. My question would be, where's the other linebacker scraping over the top? That's exactly how that should play out.
Because we've talked about the fullback Anderson at 5'9", 285, and
he stood him
Ledford
straight up.
Took him straight up, but it was that took Ledford out of the play. There was a hole.
Well, and
that's
how it should be. That should have been. You should have gotten your other. You got to keep your head up right there.
And Williams' forward progress looks like it's right at the stick.
Yeah,
they're going to give him the first down. And a missed opportunity here to get a tackle for loss.
You watch Ledford comes flying through there, flying through the A gap right here. He does a great job reading it. Just has his head down. Just missed him. Keep that head up. That's a big play in the backfield. Probably a huge collision. Could you imagine those two hitting?
Woo. No.
Those two big fellas right there.
First down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to cut into their deficit. There is a flag, and did County jump?
I guess.
Somebody may have lined up all sides.
The guy on the far side threw the flag. This guy's right here watching it on the near hash, and the guy on the far side calls it. I don't get that. How he sees it and this guy doesn't.
But here's a look. Well, there was movement,
there was
no
movement,
doubt.
Sure, but I mean,
maybe this near side official thought he didn't cross the neutral zone.
Well, don't you think he would know?
Williams.
No?
Well, I mean, yes, but I just obviously there was movement. Whether or not it was across the neutral zone, we can't see from this angle. The far side official threw the flag, and that was a big penalty. And
that's 3 or 4 of those tonight in crucial situations. You gotta. And here's the other thing you got to keep in mind: the longer Nick Broyle sits over here, the stiffer that ankle gets. And, you know.
Duncan, again, a hard count, no jump there. Give to Williams. Williams is stacked up after a gain of maybe 1 and a scrum right there. I'm not sure. It looks like maybe of everybody on the football field, 20 of the 22 were in that pile right there.
Okay, so what you're going to get here, there's not a lot of movement. You're getting, penetration. This time you ought to see him scrape over and be able to make that play. Again, it's nothing fancy. This kid's going straight ahead, and he's just following him and trying to cut back. And when he tries to cut back, that's where that backside linebacker, that little hop back to the right or to the left, that's where that backside linebacker has to be to make that play, just like he did right there.
2nd and 9.
Oh, my goodness.
And another jump from Franklin County, and the hard count really bothering the down lineman here for the Flyers. Again, that's 51, Keaton Lee.
No, but so now what this does, though, that puts him back on his heels, and that's, quite frankly, that's where they're running the ball,
Well, he's
tackle.
He's trying to get off the ball,
sure.
and
well, he knows he's getting double teamed, and
Williams left side and small gain. And if you notice, and I know you do, but I'm sure many of the viewers out there have noticed as well, it's the same play, but they're running off that left side, the left guard area. They like that matchup over there. And Franklin County's just having to bow up and make plays because we've barely seen Williams run to the right of center.
Right. Now what he'll do, he will start that way and hop back to the right. But you're right, the actual play rarely starts to the right.
Final 30 seconds of the third quarter. That's Bush. And he tries to bounce it, and he stopped, and the Franklin County defense gets a big stop there. Claudio with the stop, but it's actually going to be a couple of other guys on that line that really led to that opportunity for Zach Claudio.
So now you're going to bring up about a 4th and 4 here to start the fourth quarter. I don't think they'll kick a field goal.
No, they're not. They're going to bring it down. So we've got 1 quarter remaining. The defense stout for both teams. 16-6, County with the lead. Back with your fourth in a moment on the Game of the Week.
This bed's too hard. This bed's too soft. This bed's just right.
Because he bought his mattress at Pierre's Furniture and Mattress Shop. We offer free delivery and setup and free removal of your old bedding.
Tom checking out a new store. It's just right.
I'd like to invite you in to Pierre's Furniture at this time during our moving sale where the prices are just right.
Choose Ideal Roofing, backed by the Google Guarantee and 5-star Google reviews. Licensed and insured, Ideal Roofing specializes in storm damage and insurance claims and has an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. For the best in roofing, make the ideal choice. Ideal Roofing.
Ready for the fourth quarter here of a battle between two very good football teams, two well-coached teams, and two teams like everyone else in the world going through a lot of adversity that has nothing to do with football.
Nope.
But they're able to focus here, and this is a big play, 4th and 4 for Central. Quarterback's going to keep, and the second effort is going to be very close, and the way they move the pile, that is a first down. And diminutive is the size. I mean, this kid's small, and he just kind of found a way in there, and Vernon Duncan got the first down.
He just kept sliding out until he found a gap and just kept falling forward. It was a little different. Franklin County had it stopped initially. You know, it really looked like, you know, right about in here it was stopped.
Well, and they just couldn't get his legs. Well, they were ripping for the football.
Madison's reaching for the ball instead of making the tackle.
And you can see the pile got pushed. There's the first down. So he didn't get it by much, but just enough. And they can get a first down. The ball's resting at the 11. Williams. And that was one of those situations that he had nowhere to go. You could see him start to chop his feet to look for a cut, and there was just a wall of white jerseys.
That's how it should be.
I mean,
see, Pfeiffer just stuck that tackle back on his heels. I mean, tackle's laying down here on the ground, and Pfeiffer's making a play. I'll tell you what, man, he's another one. You know, you get him in a program, and he's a really smart kid, too.
Well, I know the coaches last year, we would talk after the game, and, you know, this was a kid who was learning on the fly.
He was still playing soccer.
And was, you know, first-year football player ever, and they were like, my goodness, this guy's something else. You know, they couldn't believe just how much of an impact he was making as a first-year guy.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And another jump by Lee, and you got to feel for the freshman. The first real big game of his career, and you're playing against just one of the perennial programs, and the quarterback has kind of got your number on the hard count now and the way they run the football, and he's going to go to the sidelines, and I'm sure Denny Ledford will chat with him
They're
for
having
a minute.
Conversation, I can tell. It's not – so that's what I played. I played nose guard in college, and it's not that hard. You know, I mean, because the ball's right in front of you, especially at nose guard.
Bush trying to get it to the goal line. He was pushed back. Forward progress has him to the 3.
The hardest part about it is what you were saying. You know, you're trying to make a play. You've gotten basically, I mean, he's gotten his head beaten in all night, right? I mean,
he's got two guys.
Double teams. And you're taught as a nose guard, you beat the man in front of you. You beat that center.
Mm-hmm.
And then the secondary,
everything.
well, the secondary block doesn't matter.
Right.
Because they're trying to block your butt or, you know, whatever the case may be.
Williams back in at the running back.
About 2 yards here.
Duncan under center. Anderson the fullback. It's Williams. Madison gets in the backfield and gets a stop. Help from Ledford and others.
That big 4th down here. 4th and about 3. 4.
Was that might have been 44.
No, that was Pfeiffer. And then 44 and Ledford finished off. Tate.
Tate and Ledford help out, but Pfeiffer is just making his presence felt.
I can tell by the hair.
I got
That's
you.
the Tate hair.
I got you.
Yeah. I tell you what, last couple of weeks, they put him in situations like he's a situational and a breather kid, and he's come up with some big plays. He's done a really nice job.
Well, this is a big timeout. We're going to keep it here take a look at some of the highlights. And Mormon has played well. This kid, Williams, is just he's a big, strong guy. This 2-point conversion stop could have been a real key in this game. And that field goal was big at the time as well. Made it a 9-6 ball game at the break. And in this first drive, I mean, what a run by Caden Mormon. It looked like he was going to be stopped in the backfield. He turns it into a score and says, hey, Mom, look at me. I'm on TV. So Central now, I mean, obviously.
I think I sell out here. Of course, you know, you do that. You put a blitz on, you're going to jump off sides.
Right.
So
and I'm guessing the coaching staff is saying, do not jump on this hard count.
You can say that as much as you want, man.
And there was movement.
Oh, look, they've talked this side judge into something over here.
They're going to say they got a timeout, maybe. This is a big play of the game here.
You want to go substitution? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess they broke the huddle with too many.
It may have been, well, the referee threw the flag, who's behind the play. But did somebody come on late, which we didn't see? I'm not sure what happened there. Denny Ledford was all over it. Whoever it was, he was pointing and talking, so he saw whatever it was.
Well, I think they counted it. I mean, that's illegal. It's illegal participation. So
there's the play. Duncan wants to throw now. He's going to run. And he is in for the touchdown.
And what happened here, if you look on the play, Jaden Madison turned his back to the quarterback, and as soon as the quarterback saw that, he was going to run.
There's the fake.
Right about here, he sees his back. No contain, nobody's out there.
That is a big score in this football game for Central.
And they're going to go for two.
Go for two here to try
Which
to
a
make
field
it
goal
a
would win.
2-point game. Williams and Bush in the backfield.
Yeah, we'd call that triangle.
Duncan to throw, and that was a rifle of an arm, and I think it got into the retention receiver's chest. He couldn't catch it, and maybe a deflection from Madison. We'll have to see on the replay. It looked like maybe, if not a tip, at least a hand in the way to block the vision, because he threw this ball hard. And the receiver just a little behind him, couldn't come up with it. That was Jalen Thomas. It was Tracy and Madison both back there in coverage.
Now, I wasn't at the game last year, but I think this is playing out very similar.
From the regular season?
Yeah, the regular season game at Central last year. Yeah.
Of course, many of you maybe tuned in and watched the perfect season come to an end last year for Franklin County, and we touched on it last night. We'll talk about it now. Obviously, the turf here at Benny Watkins is new and it's gorgeous. There had been many people pushing for years to get turf, and it was supposed to be a second-round game here. The field was just in unplayable conditions. Had to move it to Woodford County. Franklin County, I should say, lost the home court advantage, and now we've had turf. So There you go.
So on the telestrator, you'll see everything goes away from Madison. So he's worried about, and the quarterback rolls out and sees Madison's back. And as soon as he saw his numbers, his back numbers, he knew he was going to run.
Back for the kickoff, and Ferrier takes it, and he's looking for a wall up the near side and runs out of bounds and up to the track.
They were close there. They were about a block away from springing that.
And Jaden Madison's down on the sidelines. He might be having some hip stretching here. He was acting like his lower back was a little tight maybe coming off the field after that series.
I think after that play down there, he kind of got Charlie horsed a little bit. They ran into each other.
Just under 9 to play. Big series here for County with the 4-point lead, excuse me. And Mormon takes it across the 45-yard line. A nice gain of 8 on first down.
It is, and if you can do that, now would be the time. All it is, it's a basic power play. You're going to run a lead. It's the same thing that Central's been doing, as a matter of fact. And you've got to do this time of year. And you're just getting everybody loading up in here. And look at that nice scene. And this time of year, you have to be able to do this stuff to milk the clock, to be able to control the ball, weather, when weather starts to become a factor, those types of things. Plus, Louisville Central is running a 3 front. That's the same exact play.
And Mormon Pads forward, gets the first down.
If you get him going downhill, like you almost have to get him in the backfield to start. If he's going downhill,
his momentum gets
he's
going.
He's going to fall forward
load.
for 3 or 4 yards.
That's a great block out there by 70 of Franklin County. That is Tayshawn Davis. That was really well done.
Yeah, and if you look, Franklin County, they're not huge up front. They're just solid kids that really just get in you and have great technique and just stay after it.
And County would like to have about an 8-minute drive here with points on the board, wouldn't they? Started with 9 minutes left. Mormon on the fake. That's Madison in at quarterback. He keeps it and takes it to the 40-yard line, just shy of a first down. They'll say his knee was down at the 39 of Central. Check that 41, I'm sorry.
And that's,
good fake right
there.
It
was great. But that was a different formation, same play, right? But now we'll fake it to Mormon and we'll go back the other way with it.
And County here doing a good job running clock too as they're getting the play call in.
Right. Yeah, not in a hurry, not playing in that rush tempo like they do at times.
Madison again at QB will keep it. He's under a lot of pressure, and there were 4 Yellow Jackets on him before he could get set.
I think they were trying to get a cheap one there. Second and short.
And that's Anderson again, the nose guard, who's also playing fullback for Central. He is a really good athlete.
So watching film and with Coach James, we talked. That kid's a real. I mean, he's the real deal at nose guard.
Yeah, he's 5'9", 285, and he's playing fullback. He can move.
He's quick.
3rd and 5. Broyles back in. Throw, catch, Ferrier. First down, Franklin County. And that's a play you have to make to continue drives when it's tough.
That's 2 seniors right there. It's clutch.
And I think everybody knew when he dropped back he was throwing it to this side, and then Ferrier not only with the catch but then making sure his momentum fell forward, that there was no way they could say he didn't get to the sticks.
How many times do you think those two have done that? I mean, just practiced and
well,
been
I
together.
think they do it in the summer. I mean, they're together all the time doing it, and that's why they've got some impressive numbers as teammates. Mormon, good run to the 35.
Good run. But I would like to see him follow his lead blocker, though, because you watch Sears, he almost went through untouched. They like that right side, something they see over there, kind of picking on that a little bit.
So Franklin County just letting the clock run here and try to use as much of it as they can. And, of course, they want to see points at the end of this to pad their lead, but you'd also like to give Central very little time because they want to be methodical with their drives typically. Mormon churning to the 30 to 28.
Great leg drive.
And this is one of those things, I don't think I'm being too big about this, but got the ball with 9 minutes left. This is what you would consider, if you can finish it, it's a championship drive. This is what you have to do to win titles, is to be able to say, we're going to go man on man, do our job, we're going to drive it down the field and put this thing away.
Yeah. And it's what Central has done thus far, right? Like, this is what we're going to do. You have to stop us.
And they've had success for years.
Doing that. Yeah. Same play, different formation.
Power I formation here now. That's a penalty on Franklin County.
Now it puts you at 3rd and 6.
I believe it was the Sears, the halfback, just raised up right before the snap. And I think they had that blocked. That might have been a touchdown. Ledford had one guy to beat out here.
And here's the thing. If he comes forward and goes in motion, it's all good.
Right. Eddie James is hot down there right now because he knows how big this drive is. 4:34 left. County driving and leading late against Central.
Welcome to Candy's Closet. I'm Candy, and I'd like to invite you to come shop here at Candy's Closet. We have name brand items up to 80% off retail. We feature men's and women's clothing, shoes, purses, jewelry, and accessories. We're located at 706 East Main. Turn on Aspen Drive. See you soon.
Want a deal that's super sweet? Candy's prices just can't be beat. Shop at Candy's.
4:34 left, a huge 3rd and 6. Now, question to you, former head coach Chris Tracy. You're shy here a couple yards. Do you just try to pin them deep, or do you go for what do you do here if you don't get the first down?
I think if you don't get a yard, you might pooch one down in there. Maybe try to get him to jump off sides first.
We get another timeout. This one from Franklin County.
You know, with Broyles in there, you're not going to run anything with the quarterback. So, you know, you don't. If you're Central, you don't have to worry about that. I mean, I'm trying to get the first down, not necessarily on this play. If I get down there inside the 30, I'm not kicking a field goal.
No,
and they're going to have to go 71 yards on our defense.
Right.
So I think I would go for it. I'm looking at 2 plays. We don't have to get it here, but what you're afraid of, if you throw the ball, and you don't get it. Well, right. But you throw the ball and you don't get it, and you don't get any yardage, then you're at 4th and 6.
Then
and
you know
you're throwing the ball.
Right. But I think, to my point, too, and maybe it's too early with game management to think about that, but any throw on 3rd down stops the clock. And, you know, Central, it's going to be tough for them if it's 3 minutes left to go 71 yards. But if you allow them those extra 10 or 15 seconds after a throw, then it could be huge. Ledford in motion. Give to Mormon. And his forward progress was just shy of the 30, so it's going to set up a 4th down and huge play in this one. And that was Williams down, the linebacker, the running back we've talked so much about. He was on the bottom of the pile there getting the stop.
Well, here's the other thing. So, you know, you're kind of in between. You got the good thing about it is your playbook's open, right? Your playbook's open. You can run or pass here. So they've got to play you honest.
4th and 4, 33-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. Franklin County trying to extend a drive and try to get a win. Mormon in motion. Broyles to throw. And then Mormon came out like in the flat and then was trying to cut up almost like a little seam route, and it was defended well.
Yeah, it was what we call an angle route, out and then up. So he's coming back, he's working back towards the middle, but Broyles got a little impatient. I think. Yeah.
Big play in this football game.
Yep. 3:42. They're going to have to go, 68 yards?
Yeah, I'll let you do the math.
That's it.
A touchdown will give Central the lead. That's what they'll have to have. A field goal will not help. County knows what they have to do to get the victory. Williams.
It's not that.
That's a big start for Central. That'll be a gain of 12.
Again, that's a backside linebacker, not in the back seam, because if you watch, stopped at the point of attack, backside A gap's open.
And that was a large gap for him there. It was more than a seam, I'll put it that way. He found a pretty big hole there. I formation again. Williams. I think there was some movement there from Central.
So what you want to try to do is keep them behind the sticks, so to speak.
So it's same thing always, but in these situations, it's really about who executes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who keeps their emotions, who does their job. You know, are we going to make the tackles we have to make, or are they going to open the gaps that they need like they did on the first play?
Here's to me another big thing is that are you going to do what you've been coached to do up to this point the entire year, or are you going to try to do too much and not do your job? You know, against teams like this, in games like this, you have to do your job. You've got to be reliable. You don't have to do anything fancy, because every defense is designed to stop every offensive play. Every offensive play is designed to score a touchdown.
Right.
So if you do your job, those things should happen. Who has more kids on the field that are willing to do that?
And late in the game, you're tired,
Right.
and you know, you can mentally check out occasionally and make a mistake.
Right.
County did not there, got a stop. It is 2nd down and 12. Duncan to throw. Will try to escape, makes a good move there, and then will be popped at the 47-yard line.
To bring up about 3rd and 8. See, now that's what Broyles brings to the game that he's not able to do right now for Franklin
because
County.
of his ankle.
Right. And that's what scares me about this kid. You know, the kid, they designed a great play for that kid down on the goal line. He rolled out, saw it was wide open, he can take off and run. And again, you have to be disciplined on your pass rush if you're a lineman. If you're a linebacker, DB, you have to be disciplined in your pass drop.
Duncan wants to throw. One man out in this route, and he gets the catch and the first down. And that was the play that moved the chains, the very first drive that they had. It just one man out in the route. He sat down in the zone, made the catch.
Simple little hook.
And that hurts if you're Franklin County. Williams moving the pile, and man, the momentum right now is all with the Yellow Jackets.
Somebody's just going to have to step up and make a play.
The catch by Bivens, the run by Williams. And we're under 1:20 here now, and it's 1st and 10 from the Flyer 29. Duncan wants to throw. Looks for a man deep and knocked away in coverage. Braden Tracy did a very nice job.
He was back there waiting on it. Now, see, this is something to me that's the kid that's a smart play. Because the kid knows Braden Tracy's not going to line up with that number 9 and beat him downfield.
Right.
He's back doing his job, playing his zone, and he's back waiting on the ball.
Well, and they ran that little wheel out, and Braden was exactly where he was supposed to be.
He's doing his job. That's what I'm talking about. He's there doing
Johnson
his job.
was the intended receiver. 2nd down and 10. 65 seconds remaining. Williams through the middle, and he'll pick up a gain of what looks to be about 7, maybe 8 yards.
Okay, so now what you're talking about now, we're under a minute. Central's only got 1 timeout. You can't do this, though. You can't lay on the field with under a minute left to go with no timeouts, because now you've just stopped the clock for the opponent. You've got to do everything you can do is get up off the ground and get out of the game.
And we can't tell who the injured
Looks
player
like Pfeiffer.
is. It may be Pfeiffer, and he just might be completely gassed right now. He has played so hard tonight. There he is on the bottom of the pile. Let's make another look here as he was right there.
He came off the edge and got his arms
And it
on
looked
him.
like he caught a knee from a teammate as he was swinging around and probably just got the wind knocked out of him. Third down and 3, 49 seconds left.
They started the clock.
And they cannot, can they? No, it was a dead ball.
49 seconds. Coach Perkins has got him set. Now you start.
So
you wait till he
potentially
starts
play action here, or do you just give it to Williams and get
no,
the
I
first
think you
down?
get the first down, then you worry about.
And Williams will get the first down and moves the pile to the 12-yard line of Franklin County.
Now, guys, they're stopping the clock awfully early. Supposed to have that home field touch on that clock.
Once the chains are set, the clock will start. 1st and 10 from the 23. Check that, the 12. Duncan to throw, and dangerously throws to the middle of the field, incomplete.
Ledford has his head around. That's a pick. Almost hit him square in the back. Now, he's doing the right thing. He's going to find the nearest receiver. He's finding the nearest receiver, but he's got his back to the ball. So you got 20. They've got to throw. Or they've got to, I mean, they've got
to score.
They've got one
the clock,
timeout.
yeah.
They do have one
they
timeout.
Have one.
But So maybe you run one here, call timeout, and then you got to throw the rest of the time.
2nd down and 10. Duncan will throw this time. Looking out to a corner route, and receiver looked like he fell down.
He was coming in.
He was coming in instead of going out. He also maybe slipped, but that was the same play we saw Braden Tracy get the interception on right before the half.
Yep.
Same exact play.
So you got 3rd and 10. To me, you're not worried about down and distance. You just keep them out of the end zone.
Duncan will give to Williams through the middle, inside the 5. Timeout Central.
Yeah, they're short of the first.
So it's going to set up 4th down and what, 2?
No, he's about at the 4. He's short of the first even. So it's 4th. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. 4th down about 2. I'm thinking.
I thought, man, I'm seeing things.
So okay, here's the deal, man. Right? You go for the 1st down? Because
it'll stop the clock. But
it'll stop the clock. Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
I mean, it doesn't matter right now.
You've got to run. You run it for the 1st down. That's what's got you there.
Well, we expected a heavyweight bout of two really
good
football
game.
programs.
It really has,
and
regardless of
what we saw last year, what we've seen now this year. These two teams. I hope the playoff game's here, so we get to call it.
Yep.
And if that's going to be the case, Franklin County's got to get a stop.
Absolutely. To me, you Franklin County, you man up, sell out across the board to stop the run.
Duncan under center, I formation. Williams, right side, touchdown. And that was exactly what Central does. Execute the rush and just take it down the field. Good blocking there, and at the goal lines where Claudio hit him, but that was textbook power football from Central. And of course, Franklin County will look back at this one if they don't find a miracle here to get the win in the final 8.9 seconds, and missed opportunities, penalties.
Yeah, at key times.
Yep. Two-point conversion will be stopped. So now if you were to have one opportunity to get it deep enough in field goal range, you could win it with the kick. But
yeah, I don't know. So little known rule, fair catch on a kick, you can have a free kick.
Okay.
Don't know that. I mean, I'm assuming that Central's probably going to kick it deep enough where you wouldn't.
I would expect not only deep, but a squib trying to get to where you have to pick it up.
I would think. But anyway, so if you fair catch a ball, let's say at midfield, you can put it on a kickoff tee, kick it through the uprights, and you win the game with a field goal. But that usually typically will happen after a penalty. Move you back 15, and they try to. Right.
So Franklin County knows now they need a miracle. A perfect regular season last year, and then when they were upset by Central in the second round of the playoffs. They hope for another win this year to get that, maybe how odd it may be, a district championship. And it may have just been taken from them just under 10 seconds short of their goal. They'll give it. This is going to be an opportunity to run it back here. 3 seconds left. I wondered if there wasn't a trick play there. The up man caught it, flipped it back to Ferrier, but great coverage from Central. So do you just try?
Yeah, you run probably 4 verticals. I wouldn't, that's going to be your best call, I think.
You don't think there's maybe across the middle and then you do a little hook and ladder or something like that?
You could, I guess. But that's, you definitely have to practice that stuff. I send 4 vertical, make you man up.
I was about to say, I can't be surprised Central's not deeper. And
I'd be standing back here at the 40.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even. Or I guess you could do that.
Going to try to just pitch it around. Ooh, big block from the quarterback. And there is a flag. Mormon's trying to get away. He'll throw it back all the way back to the goal line. Now Franklin County trying to make something happen. Ferrier again with it. Pitches it back. Tucker, and he'll be brought down at the 25. I think the penalty is going to be a personal foul on Franklin County for targeting potentially with the block. It was. That will be the last play of the game, and Central celebrates at Benny Watkins Field as they come in here, and 2 of the top 4 teams in the state did battle. Central comes out on top in the final 10 seconds.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was a game, it was a game you were expecting. You want a tight football game, playing hard, right? Playing really hard.
So we'll step away, and a lot of respect out there for these guys. You see Duncan, the quarterback, talking to Pfeiffer and Mormon. We'll come back, break it all down for you, but a big win on the road for Central tonight. They come to the capital city and get the hard-fought 2-point victory.
The people of Frankfort are ready for growth in our community. We need strong leaders who can help bring real changes to our city. Kyle Thompson is ready for the challenge. He's a strong supporter of law enforcement and wants to provide proper funding for our police and emergency services to reduce crime rates. Kyle also plans to work in cooperation with the county to revitalize our parks. It is important to provide for the well-being of all of our Frankfort families. Kyle is ready to take on all of this and more. Make your voice heard and vote Kyle Thompson for City Commission.
Back up in Coach, we've said it a couple times, is what we expected. Close football game, not a high-scoring game. Both defenses stepped up. It was who was going to execute late. Hats off to Central.
Well, so the difference is, I again, do not know how many people they lost, do not know. But Louisville Central's been in this position over and over as the years have gone on, right? Mm-hmm. It's something that they're used to. These young guys are not quite used to that just yet. They're not at that point. But with that being said, they're leading the whole game. Mm-hmm. Franklin County's leading the entire game. So they know that they're there. Playing-wise, they're at that level. They just have to take that next step mentally and get over the hurdle.
Just to say, hey, we can do this.
Sure.
Let's get it done right now.
Well, yeah.
And you can't have those mental errors late in the game. But, again, you tip your hat to Central. They didn't change what they do, and they found success late and got the victory. But this will not be the last time they face each other, I do not believe. I expect Franklin County and Central to see each other again.
I would like to say this, is that I don't know that for as successful as they are, I don't know that I've run into a classier group of folks, coaches, fans, kids. I mean, you saw one come over to our kids. They know that they were in a football game. They know that was a tough, hard-fought football game.
That's what mutual respect.
And it is. It's a mutual respect thing, and I think it's very important that people understand that there's a lot of people who are as successful as Central are that aren't that respectful to the game of football.
So a fun night of football. It's not ending the way the Flyer fans wanted. But, again, I think you'll see these two teams go at it again in district play. Franklin County is still one of the top teams around, and Central says, you know what, you still got to beat us to get what you need, and that's what traditional programs are all about. To the crew who has been here a lot of hours over the last 2 days, thank you for all your hard work through the lightning, the rain, the cold. They do a tremendous job for all of our sponsors allowing us to do this. We thank you so much. For the entire crew and my man Chris Tracy, I'm Glenn Water. Thanks for watching the Game of the Week. Franklin County falls. We'll see you soon on the Game of the Week.
Let's see what they do. They've got 3rd and 3. First down's really irrelevant here. Let's see if they go to the air.